having a pretty progressive system, right?
Yeah, they have a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary democracy. So it's this blend of tradition and representation.
Right, but what's really interesting is their commitment to fairness and equality.
Absolutely. They were pioneers in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
They brought in a minimum wage early on,
And of course, the first country in the world to give women the right to vote.
a major milestone.
It really makes you wonder what factors allowed them to be so progressive back then.
Yeah, it's a fascinating question, something historians are still digging into.
It's clear, though, that this commitment to social justice has really shaped their political culture.
Absolutely. And it's reflected in how they rank today for their democratic institutions and those low levels of corruption,
It's a system that clearly values transparency and participation.
for sure.
Okay, so let's talk about their economy. New Zealand's economy has gone through some pretty big changes, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They've shifted away from those extractive industries like mining and forestry toward a more modern, service-based economy.
What do you think drove that transition?
Well, it's a mix of things, global economic trends, technology advancements, and those policy reforms in the 1980s.
You mean Margernomics?
Exactly. Those were aimed at liberalizing the economy, reducing government intervention, and boosting free trade.
Right, I've heard the term, but I'm not really clear on the specifics or the long-term effects.
Well, it was pretty controversial at the time, but it definitely reshaped New Zealand's economy.
Okay, so what are some of the key industries driving things today?
Agriculture is still huge, especially dairy and wine.
Mm.
Those dairy products are world famous.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's tourism, all these incredible landscapes we talked about. They bring in tons of visitors.
Of course.
And then technology that's becoming a major player too.
It's pretty impressive how even a relatively small island nation can be such a force in so many different industries.
Right. It's their ability to adapt and innovate that's been key to their success.
Okay, so another big transformation we have to talk about is the changing demographics of New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, it's become a much more multicultural society in recent decades, hasn't it?
Absolutely. From being mostly European, it's now got significant Maori, Asian, and Pacifica populations.
Yeah, you see that diversity everywhere in their cities, their culture, their national identity.
It's really interesting how a nation's identity can change and become more inclusive over time.
For sure.
And we can't overlook the term Kiwi.
It's more than just a bird or a fruit, right?
Right. It's become a symbol of their character.
Yeah, that resourcefulness, that can-do spirit, the love for the outdoors.
Totally. And alongside that, you've got the term Pākehā for non-Polynesian New Zealanders.
Right. It reflects that ongoing conversation about identity and belonging, in a nation grappling with its colonial past and its multicultural present.
These terms really highlight the complexities of cultural identity in a place with such a layered history.
Absolutely.
It's all part of defining what it